Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Hasrat. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to people who currently have a job and for whatever reason they are thinking of leaving that job or finding another one or leaving the job sector completely and starting their own business. Before I get started with the video, I just want you guys to know that on this channel I post content about personal development and I share my experiences of living abroad. So if this is the kind of content that you are interested in, then please consider subscribing to my channel and give this video a thumbs up and tell me what you liked or didn't like about this video in the comment section below so that I can improve on the quality of my content and bring you more good stuff. Thank you guys. Now without any further ado, let's get to the video. For most people, after the completion of their education, the next step is to find a suitable job. And only a few of us are lucky enough to get the jobs that we actually enjoy. On a daily basis, I hear a lot of people complain about their jobs, and I understand where they're coming from, but I just think that if you have a job currently, then consider yourself extremely lucky because the job market is fluctuating all the time and currently it is in a very poor state. If you guys have been keeping up with the news, then I'm sure that you guys already know that the job market is tough right now and the unemployment rate is higher than ever. Of course, this has got to do with the demand rate not being as high as the supply rate, and it has caused imbalance in our economy. But you must be thinking that I hate my job, I'm in a miserable state and I need to change my life and I want a solution, and in this video I'm going to try and give you a solution, so stay tuned. Jobs used to be a secure way of making money and paying our bills, but when the pandemic hit, a lot of us lost our jobs. Most people realized that jobs aren't as secure as they thought they were. Millions of people got laid off and some lost their jobs permanently. This definitely pushed a lot of people out of their comfort zone and they were forced to look for new career opportunities. On the bright side, a lot of people gained the confidence to start a business of their own and a lot of them became successful entrepreneurs. I know some people who have quit their fancy jobs to stay at home and start a business of their own. Unfortunately, there are also people who gave up their jobs just because they wanted to become an entrepreneur just for the sake of becoming one without gaining any knowledge about the business that they want to run and how to run a business. Sadly, their businesses tanked, thus leaving them depressed, unemployed and under debt. But when we hear the success stories of people who at one point in their lives were also confused and they decided to take the tough decision to give up on their job and start a business of their own or start a new profession altogether, then it's natural for us to feel confused and doubt the choices that we have made in our lives. The dilemma is completely normal, but we need to understand first the reason behind us hating or wanting to quit our job. Before going any further, I just want to remind you that the job that you currently have is probably the job that you interviewed for and it has been paying your bills ever since. So let's start with feeling some gratitude for the job that we have currently, because chances are that you prayed for it at some point in time. I think the reason why a lot of people hate their present jobs is because they have mixed up their work with their passion. And generally speaking, your job need not fulfill your passion. Understand that these are two very different things. I heard a very short and yet very interesting and valuable interview by one of my favorite authors of all time. Her name is GILBERT, and in this short interview, she speaks about the difference between job, passion, career and vocation. And I feel that it gives you a lot of clarity once you completely understand the difference between these four things. I highly suggest that you take a look at that interview of hers. As always, I have provided you with its link in the description box below, so feel free to check it out. In that interview, she basically conveys the message that each one of us absolutely needs to have a job, and everything else, including your career and passion and vocation, they're all optional. I think this is worth mentioning because a lot of people nowadays are talking about why it's important to follow your passion and why it's important to set your goals really high. And these are all good things if you have them. But you don't need extraordinarily high ambitions in order to lead a happy and peaceful life. However, in my opinion, in order to feel confident, you need to be self-reliant, and for that you need to have a job that pays your bills. You need to be able to take care of of your basic expenses. So if you dislike your job just because it's not interesting and engaging enough or is not fulfilling your passion, then please understand that you don't have to feel passionate about it to begin with. Your job is there so you can make enough money to pay your bills, and that is all it's there for. Don't put the pressure of fulfilling all your dreams on a basic 9 to 5 job, because that's not what it's there for. Once you have understood this completely, the next question that should come to your mind is that whether you really want to quit your current job because you dislike it, or you're just not happy with the amount of money you're making currently and are just looking for a raise. This happens to a lot of people, that they suddenly start disliking their jobs when they hear about other people who are doing the same amount of work that they are doing but are making more money than them. In this case, you really gotta start making more money. You just want to make more money in order to satisfy your ego. Another plausible issue is that a lot of people these days have a quitter's mindset. Some people think that they are incapable of taking the pressure that increased workload often brings. So they start having thoughts about quitting their job. If that's the case with you, then you really need to sit back, maybe take a break and reflect on your personal values. And I'm not trying to blame you here, but it's possible that your job might not be the real problem. So if you happen to have a quitter's mindset, then it's best to recognize it right away and try to resolve this issue before it starts affecting your other relationships. By the way, I do make videos about relationships and the problems that exist within them and how you can resolve them. So please consider subscribing to my channel for more content from me. Quitting a job is a major decision and it needs to be taken carefully. So if you have already pondered upon the questions that I asked before in this video and are still convinced that you want to quit your job, then I want you to ask a few more questions before you make the decision. I want you to pinpoint what exactly do you dislike about your current job. And please know that you have to be specific.
And I hate everything about my job.
Cannot be an answer. When you showed interest in this job and went for its interview, then there must be something about it that appealed to you. Think about that reason. Try and recall what it was. Is there a particular person in your workplace that you hate? Is it possible that you only hate your job because you have to do a few tasks that you dislike or find uncomfortable? Do you get irritated by your manager? Are you feeling bored or stuck because you've been doing the same job for a long time? I suggest that you answer all these questions with honesty and analyze the reasons that come to your mind. It might be useful to network with other people and talk about the things that are bothering you. Sometimes we are just tired. We are just sick of living a monotonous and banal life, and all we need is a break from our work in order to start afresh. And constantly giving yourself little breaks by doing things that you enjoy doing, planning a vacation that you look forward to, and hanging out with friends and family can really help. I suggest that you try and reconnect with your old friends and network with people outside of your workplace. Trust me, this will make you feel a lot better, and it will open your mind to see new opportunities that lie in your future. Your job doesn't have to be your whole life. You are allowed to have fun and try new things once in a while. If you're not a fan of your workplace environment, and if you find the people who you work with toxic, then please know that it is absolutely not required of you to connect with them on an emotional level and form long-term relations with them. You are there to work and get paid for it, and that should be your primary goal. I'd also like to add that your mental health and peace of mind should be your top priority at all times. And if for any reason you are feeling bullied at work, or if you are discriminated against, then this is something that you should definitely bring up with your boss and the HR department. Once again, your mental health and safety are of utmost importance. Now, even after listening to all this, if you still think that you should leave your job, then I'm going to suggest ways on how you can do it in a smooth way. First of all, stop talking negatively about your job to your colleagues at your workplace. You will only be spreading negativity, and eventually these conversations will reach your boss, and chances are that you will get fired. And if you have come to the decision to quit your job, then please try and understand what you're going to be doing next before you give that resignation letter. And please give that resignation letter. Don't just disappear, because that looks very unprofessional on your part. I won't suggest you to find your passion, because I find that quite irritating when someone comes to me and tells me to follow my passion. Because what if I don't have one? So instead, I will ask you to follow your curiosity. What is something that you generally are interested in learning about? Do you have a hobby or talent that has the potential to be turned into a full-time business? And that will give you an idea about what your next career option can be. And I always encourage everyone to boost their skill set. You need to keep learning and you need to keep yourself up to date. There are so many certifications out there which are super affordable and easy to get, which will definitely boost your resume or CV. Your skills will give you a competitive edge. So never shy away from learning anything new. In my opinion, when you're trying to find a new job or are exploring new career options, then you should not announce your every move, but instead work silently on improving yourself. Because you never know, you might announce that you're going to leave your job, but something might happen in the future that can make you change your mind. And I'm telling you this because these kind of people often become a laughing stock for other people at workplace. And while you are looking for another job, continue to work diligently at your workplace, be patient, and carefully compare the options that come your way. Alright guys, thank you for your time. I hope you found this video helpful and I wish you all the very best. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss an update. I'll see you in my next one. Thank you and take care.